Devil May Cry.
Holy shit! Dante! Oh my god, you don't know how long it took me to get this fucking number, my guy. Dude, I have so many questions. First of all, what color is your...
It has been roughly 8 years since I played the first Devil May Cry game, and as of recently, of recording this audio, in a few days it's going to be a good 8 years exactly since I got the first Devil May Cry game ever. Now, I've been wanting to make a video like this for quite some time because a lot of people ask me, why is Devil May Cry your favorite game / gaming series? Well, that's what this video is here to explain. This is not going to be a review or my opinions on each game. It's just going to be a history lesson and the evolution of how Devil May Cry and myself have grown over time. So, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's rock.
Guess I get to see it with my own eyes. If it really is you.
There is going to be a lot to cover in this video, considering that the story of the evolution with me and Devil May Cry is going to be roughly 7 years, so we'll have to take it back, way back, to 2012.
Let's rock, baby.
Devil May Cry 1. When I got this game, I could not believe what I was playing, and I also could not believe what I was actually, just doing in general. I played this game through as a child. I got this game for my 10th birthday, and overall, I was in love with it. I still remember the day I got it. I opened it up, asked my uncle, what is this game about? Because all I cared about at the time was games that had pretty graphics. Not knowing if a game was truly fun or not until I actually, got my hands on it. I got home pretty late on my birthday and I popped it into my PS2 and I just ran around the castle for a little bit. It was quite fun and I didn't really do much and I didn't understand the whole premise of the game until I actually started, doing much more with it. After a while, I found out that, this is about killing demons, and I found out this is actually really fun. It's so stylish. It was scary to me because I was just a 10-year-old boy. I didn't understand really anything. And just overall, this game was really great. A lot of the dialogue, was funny because, some of the things that Dante said was just amazing. And it was just, to me as a 10-year-old, it was just the greatest game. And now playing it as an 18-year-old, I now understand that, this game literally was and is the thing that kick-started everything. Without this game, I would not have the love I have for Devil May Cry as I do now. So, obviously, Devil May Cry 1 has a very special place in my heart, and it always will be, just for, that specific reason. So, yeah, there's not really too much to say besides, that this being the first thing that introduced me to Devil May Cry. But yeah, that's really it for this. So let's just move on to the one that no one likes to talk about, Devil May Cry 2.
Devil May Cry 2.
There's not much to say about this one. I really don't want to go too in depth with it, but me playing it as well, I was like, I got this for Christmas. I got 2 copies of this game for Christmas. So, it was quite amazing, whatever. It came on 2 discs, and literally, I played through both of those discs so many times, it's ridiculous. Dante's campaign, amazing. Lucia's campaign, also amazing. And I literally spent 99% of my time playing that game doing backflips and cartwheels, because I thought running on walls and doing backflips and cartwheels and jumping in the air, just being super stylish, like that's what I thought was everything. I did not realize at the time. Now, being older, I now understand that that was not the best Devil May Cry game, and granted, it's not the worst in my opinion, and I'll get back to that. But yeah, basically DMC2, and overall the story wasn't the greatest. I couldn't really understand it. Even now, growing up, I still don't understand it. But still, without it, my Devil May Cry collection and my Devil May Cry history wouldn't really be too big of a thing. And I actually hold it to a high standard now because, it's good in certain circumstances, bad in others. But, those are videos that have been made way too many times. So that's really all we can say for DMC2. Now, let's move on to Devil May Cry 3. The game that pretty much shot me into, being the Devil May Cry fanboy that I am today. Let's rock.
Want to know the name? Devil May Cry.
Basically, Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening. I got the original version, never had a case for it. I had a flimsy little plastic thing that I put it in, and it was whatever. What I was, super into in the game, what I was really into was the fact that you were playing as Dante and you had much more, like you could move around much more quicker. You could do so much. It was just amazing. The combat was fluid, and I remember figuring out what the heck are all these styles, and I remember learning each and every single one of them. I did not know what Royal Guard was. Even now I know what it is, but literally playing Devil May Cry 4 and 3 did not know what Royal Guard was. So my main one was Swordsmaster, and ever since then, even now when I play games, if you can pick a class, I always go for the Swordsmaster class because I know that that's the one that I'm able to master. And yeah, it's not just because I like swords, it's because I mastered it in another game, so I might as well master it in every other game. Devil May Cry 3, so amazing. You could ride on demons. You could literally do almost anything. And that's pretty much where I learned the rule that if you can do it in a cutscene, you can do it in the game. And that was amazing. So playing that entire story was amazing. That was the first time we ever saw Virgil. That was the first time, we were introduced to Lady, new characters. Dante, seeing a new goofy side to him that we never would have seen with DMC 1 or 2. And it's just so great. The entire game overall was amazing. And I remember getting it, and I was actually originally looking for Guitar Hero 3, but instead I got Devil May Cry 3. So, just goes to show you. And I was thinking about this a lot more, that literally one thing could have changed that entire day to where I did not get Devil May Cry. And that one thing just so happened to be me not getting Guitar Hero and just getting Devil May Cry 3. I still remember struggling so much, and I remember that was the first Devil May Cry game that I ever beat on hard. Then I went back to DMC2 and I beat that one on hard. I still remember, the struggles of that. It was amazing, it was great. I never beat Devil May Cry 3 on Dante Must Die though. So that was kind of a shame that I didn't put that much. I was really good at it though. My main weapons were Agni and Rudra, and just overall, this game entirely was amazing. From the opening cutscene all the way to the ending, I was hooked. And I died so many times, but I kept going at it because I, never surrendered. And I never wanted to give up. So yeah, that's Devil May Cry 3 for you all.
I can already tell. Looks like this is gonna be one hell of a party!
Devil May Cry 4. Jesus Christ. Now this is the one. This is the one that pretty much made me, an epic Devil May Cry 4 player. No, an epic Devil May Cry gamer at that. Pretty much playing Devil May Cry 4 made me realize so many things. First off, action games are the best. Second, story-driven games are also the best. Granted, the story for DMC4 is, it's there, but it's not like, it's nothing on par with The Last of Us or Uncharted. Devil May Cry 4 was the great step forward in action games for Devil May Cry. You had a new protagonist, Nero. You had Dante. It was so amazing, and the best part about all of it was that you could literally just charge up your sword and have it do even more damage as Nero. With Dante, you could switch between each style on the fly, and just overall, you got to see both of these characters collide in ways that you could only imagine. It's like if Dante would have a son, but that's not the case. I hope you guys watched the beginning of the video because I did put a spoiler warning because, I obviously am going a bit in depth with how I feel about these games. And just Nero. he grants his Devil Trigger by acquiring a motto, which is the sword that Virgil used in DMC3. It was amazing. It was so cool because this man just literally grabbed it and already knew how to use it the moment he had laid his hands on it. So, you know, that's that. The second best part about the entire game was that you could play as Dante. Granted, you just played Nero's missions in reverse, but I mean, hey, you take what you can get. But, you know, playing it on PS3 originally, it was amazing. The controls were great and fluid and quick. There were things that I didn't even realize you could do until playing on the PS4 version of the game, which was the special edition. And let me just say this right now, I did play Devil May Cry 4 special edition, and it's the exact same thing. I remember, just runs at 60 frames, and you know, just looks amazing. It's much clearer, much brighter. Only thing I can say that's bad about it is that you get all these new characters. That's not the bad thing. All these new characters you can play as is amazing. It's just the fact that, you know, you're limited to only Dante and Nero's missions. Pretty much you get Dante, Nero, Virgil, Trish, and Lady. You play as Lady and Trish going through Dante and Nero's missions. You play all of Nero's missions as Lady, and you play all of Dante's missions as Trish. So, you know, that's cool, and their mechanics are amazing. It's just that it sucks when you have to get into the nitty-gritty of everything, and you know, you realize you're just playing the same exact campaign again. And even Virgil's literally just, you play as Virgil through the entire thing, and that's it. You play as Virgil through Nero's missions and Dante's missions. Once again, the combat that they added for those characters are amazing, but it would have been great to see them add in, you know, actual missions for those specific characters. Even if you just sold it and you had, oh, you could play as these characters, and you gave each of those characters a good 10 missions, you know, so Trish and Lady had their own separate 10 missions, and, you know, 5 missions could be for each character, and then, you know, you had Virgil and you gave him 10 missions or whatever, but make the missions longer than the missions, you know, in the main game. And, you know, that was always, like, the weird thing for me. So, like, I was always wondering what the heck is going on. Like, why is this the case? Granted, you know, they really emphasized on the air combat with Nero. Same for Dante. You could fly around the screen. Same for Virgil. You could zip around. But they were all overpowered, which really sucked. They were all overpowered to me. And, you know, I was roughly, like, what, 15, 13, getting Devil May Cry 4 on the PS3. And I was like, the install menu got me extremely emotional. It was great. Now let me explain that. The loading screen got me emotional just because it pretty much, you know, showed the history of Devil May Cry up to part 4. And I remember my uncle was in the room with me assembling a art thing for my sister, and he was telling me, you have to prepare, get ready. It's going to be one heck of a good game. And I honestly, it is a good game. It's just that if you think about it in, like, you know, the grand scheme of everything and Devil May Cry as a whole, it literally just gives you Dante and Nero's missions in reverse and going, you know, that's really it. You have a Bloody Palace mode, which is great. You can rewatch all the cutscenes, and it's just overall a great game. Even special edition, I would recommend. I spent like $30-ish on it, so I was like, okay, that's quite a big investment, but, you know, I'm not really complaining because I'd still play it. Now, we move on to the number 1 Devil May Cry game, in my opinion. The best one. The one that I recommend to everyone. Devil May Cry 5. This Devil May Cry game, I'm not even joking when I say this, best one of the entire series. And yes, Devil May Cry 3 was the king in my eyes until Devil May Cry 5 came into my life and just dethroned it like that. Devil May Cry 5 is literally the best thing you could ask for in an action game. You have Dante, Nero, and a new character named V. You literally can do anything. You can ride a rocket as Nero and just fly around the entire area and zoop around demons. You can grapple demons with your epic robotic arms and stuff like that. You have so much variety with your demonic arms, your devil breakers. And with Dante, you get everything again. You can switch to each style on the fly, and you know, he really acts, you know, just so amazing. Even at him being an old wise man, he's just overall the greatest character that I could ever have asked for. Dante and Nero and V, the newcomer, they all have new taunts, which I thought, you know, oh my god, that's so cool. Nero has an epic air taunt, Dante has an amazing, you know, rose taunt, and V does a really cool, like, you know, come over here in the air. It's really cool. When I first played this game, when I first got this game, I came home from school one day expecting Devil May Cry 5. It didn't show up on the day of release. March 10th came around, and that's when it showed up. Basically, my uncle dropped it off, and he told me, you know, you need to be better as a person. You need to be good. And I told myself, maybe I should. I should start being better. Treating everyone with respect and actually giving more love to everyone rather than just my friend groups. So that's what I did. And the best part about it all was the fact that Devil May Cry helped me be a better person. Overall, this game hit me in my heart. This story was good. The gameplay was amazing. The new characters were great. And overall, this Devil May Cry game was just the greatest I could have asked for. It literally had the greatest combat. I've started making videos about it on my channel, and even The Last of Us is also a big part of the channel. But Naughty Dog is for another video. Capcom, if you're ever watching this, which I highly doubt you are because it's just a mediocre video, or I don't know what you would call it. It's not the best quality, it's not the best sounding, not the best looking. But in all honesty, does that really matter when you're giving your own opinion and your history and life with Devil May Cry? This game literally molded me. When it comes to situations where I have to be afraid, I do as Dante would. And I'm sarcastic and cocky, and I always keep my strength up. My guard is always good. I am, Dante whenever I'm afraid, because he's not afraid of anything. And I see myself in each of these characters, especially Devil May Cry 5, with Dante, Nero, and V. I see a part of me in each of them. So this is why I'm emotionally attached to every single one, especially Dante. And why is this? Nero, he went through an angsty phase in Devil May Cry 4, rebelling, not listening, and just doing whatever he wanted to. Somewhat like me as a teenager. Granted, I'm only 18, but still. With V, that's more of my emotional side. V reads poetry from a book, and he quotes a lot of William Blake. It's just amazing. He's just super emo, and to me, I see my emo self in him. That's really it. And for Dante, this one is the biggest one ever. I see myself in not only him, but I also see myself in just overall, him as a character. His backstory is so similar to mine. His entire way of being. It's just amazing. Dante lost his mother and his father at a young age. I lost my father and my mother at a young age. Granted, if you put his situation into real life circumstances, it is quite similar. In my case, my mom was taken by me from cancer. Dante's mother was taken away from him by the demons. If you translate that to real life, the demons could be cancer. My father was imprisoned and sent away for a long time. Dante's father was imprisoned and banished forever. Quite similar if you think about it. And he was depressed for a while, and so was I. But then eventually he started to grow out of it, and he realized instead of, being depressed because of the things that I've lost, why don't I be grateful of the things that I have? And why don't I enjoy the time that I have and actually do something that would make them proud? Dante hunted down demons in order to seek revenge for his mother. And me? Well, all I'm really doing is just doing what I love. Being happy. Just so my mom can look down on me and say, hey, I'm proud of you. With that being said, there's one more Devil May Cry game we have to talk about, and I'm going to try to go through this as quick as possible. So, shit. And that's it, guys. Devil May Cry. My entire history and evolution with it. I will send this video to anyone who really asks me this question, and also, hopefully, if you're watching this, you can understand a bit. This may not be the best. I didn't have a script for this. This is just me freeballing, and obviously, some of the footage doesn't link up with what I'm saying, if that makes sense. But hey, I'm glad I just got to make this video. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, everybody, I guess you could say with this video, I finally hit the jackpot. So, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
Don't you dare say it! Jackpot!